This logo is of a sports team. Most people in the United States do not recognize it. Anybody know what this logo is from?
It's the All Blacks.
That's correct. This is the most successful sporting program in the history of sports. Since 1903, they've only lost to 6 countries. 1903, that's not 2003, 1903. Historically, they won 75% of the contests that they were in. However, in the recent history, they won close to 90%. Everybody in the world wants to beat them, and nobody can beat them. They emphasize humility, respect, and excellence. Humility, respect, and excellence. If you do those 3 things, you can be in all that. And they say some great rugby players will never be a part of their program because they don't get those 3 things. I want to explain to you where we are as a program and where we're going. When people look at Gibbons Athletics from the outside, they see a number of things. They see state championships, more state championships than anyone else in the state. And of course, we've only been in the High School Association for just a few years, and already we have more than any other high school in the history of this state. Some people see the Wachovia Cups, and every single classification that we've been in so far, we have won Wachovia Cups more than anybody else in the history of the state. Again, both in the independent school leagues and the public school association. Our athletic director last year was named the athletic director of the year from almost 500 athletic administrators. Considered the top award that you could get in this state for all athletic directors. We were the 2016 exemplary school that's only given to one high school in the entire state of North Carolina. You have to imagine that certainly there might be some resistance to that because, of course, people feel that we have an unfair advantage or that we tend to be so successful, and yet they gave it to us based upon everything that we do, not only in our success in the field, but more importantly, our success academically, in what we do in service, how we lead, how we care for other people. Just a couple of years ago, we were the 2nd ranked athletic program in the United States of America. Nobody in North Carolina touches anywhere near that. But the reality is that none of this is actually the vision for the program. In fact, I'm going to tell you this today. We expect to be the #1 athletic program in the country. We have outstanding coaches and educators. We have families and student athletes that are committed to being the best. And so being the best program in the country actually is a pretty straightforward goal, but it's actually too small. It's too small of a goal. We expect to be there. We expect that you will be a part of either achieving that goal or building to that goal. That is non-negotiable. That is where we're going. But that's not really what we care about. What we care about is that when we are seen as that program, that #1 program in the country, what will people see about who we are and what we do? This is our program. What people see about Cardinal Gibbons. How do we treat people? How do we treat each other? How do we treat our opponents? How do we welcome officials? How do we care for other people? If we are the #1 program in the country and people do not see our school's mission and everything that we do, then it's worthless. And that's what this presentation is very briefly about to understand, because we're going to do something that nobody else does. So how do you explain in athletics or in anything else how to do something that nobody else can do? That's what we're trying to figure out. This is a definition that we use. What you do is how people measure your program. You are never going to get credit for not doing something. Hey, we didn't do anything wrong. Hey, we didn't do that. We're not causing any problems. That's not your program. Your program is what you do at all times. And you can have 99% of your program doing something and one person does something else. That's what people will measure your program by. This is not just for seniors, or just your student athletes. This is for every single student athlete in your program. Not just on your team, not just in your sport, not just in your season, but in our entire program. Every single person, every single time.